Hey, I'm Connor Lawrence. I run revenue operations for TravelBank. We help companies reduce spend, save money and time in their finance processes, and gain visibility and control over their business expenses. My specific role, I have no direct reports, so I'm operating as a sole operation, which means that I need things like Chili Piper to make my life easier. I would say, before Chili Piper, the inbound process for us was pretty typical of most businesses in a pre-Chili Piper world. So prospects land on the website, they go and find a web form that they want to fill out to submit for a demo or something to talk to our team. And this led to a pretty standard lead routing process. So we'd round robin the leads to our reps based on some rules that we built into Salesforce in a painful manual way. But by the time the lead was getting to the reps, who would then have to manually reach out to schedule a time, it was like 10 to 15 minutes just in the lead routing process. On top of that, there was the additional time it took back and forth between the AE and the prospect to reach out, lock down the time that worked for everyone. So we could be talking about several hours from the time the lead was submitted into Salesforce for us to when the actual prospect booked a time with our team. So there's a lot of friction in that process and a lot of manual back and forth, I'd say. Now that we have Chili Piper on board, the process, it starts the same as it did before. A lead comes to our website, they're looking for a way to talk to our team, but cut out 80% of the additional time it takes previously, right? So prospects today, they land on our webpage, they fill out a form and select a time that works best for them with one of our reps. And there's none of that back and forth or waiting for an email from our team and then us waiting for an email back from the prospect. It's really just a couple of clicks and they can go back to the more important tasks they have to handle day to day, and hopefully also already feel good about working with TravelBank. So their experience with us before they even talk to our sales team is easy, it's frictionless, and that's a big part of our core value proposition too. We were live on Chili Piper and getting results from 1 week of signing the contract. So previously, I would say we were looking at about a 60% meeting show rate without Chili Piper. So now we're looking at somewhere in the 80s. So that's a significant lift. To add a 20% higher show rate in our meetings has a huge impact on revenue. That's really easy to trace dollars back to. I will say the AEs were the ones who brought me Chili Piper in the first place. And having implemented Chili Piper, the biggest difference is that I don't hear from them anymore about lead routing. So the biggest impact for me is silence. If I don't hear anything about a tool we're using, then that's a really good sign. So far, there's been silence from AEs and just pure happiness that they're getting inbound leads easily routed to them. So as long as they're quiet, then I think things are going super well.